you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. The losers round 8A has players coming in from the round of 8 quarterfinals. Partially, actually, the losers of round of 16 dropped into losers bracket round 8A. The losers bracket round of 8B will have the quarterfinal losers from the winners bracket come drop down there. Just open up the bracket. You guys will be able to see without an actual visual. It's tough to explain it, but basically there's two sets. There's two sets of round of 16s in the losers bracket. There's 2 rounds of 8s in the losers bracket and 2 rounds of 4s. So that's kind of how it works. All right. So we have up here at the top left side of the map representing Complexity Gaming, another Henry. It is Tyga. And I guess that's what he's going for now. That's his tag, Tyga. For those that know him a little bit better from last year, it is Drunken Boy, aka. So I got like 20,000 tabs open. I had to double check on Tyga that he actually changed his name to that. So it looks like he is going for that tag for the most part, at least from what I could tell. He's going to be facing off in the bottom right side of the map representing Seed. It is Bones. There's the root, and then there's the Seed, as you guys can see. Basically, the root it's almost like it's basically the Root Academy in a sense, but and it's really what it is. And a lot of good players are starting to work their way up and starting to perform pretty well. They have a development system almost in a sense where they can contact other players within Root and kind of improve pretty well. And of course, they compete in a lot of team leagues themselves, and that really does help out. And the big part about Seed is it's a lot of young players on the team, so the future of StarCraft is beheld within them, or at least a good part of North American StarCraft, it feels like, is beheld within them. Yeah, Miles, he's a pretty good player. Over here, of course, we'll watch and see what is our Terran player Tyga thinking about. He's very aggressive, by the way. In the past, he has shown aggressive tendencies. Has had to pull off the SCV at the natural. Might lose an SCV here. Will lose an SCV here. Uh-oh. A little bit of a lax for the moment. Has to be careful actually trailing with this SCV as well. Doesn't want to end up losing that one either. And you can see right there, Tyga just trying to be as careful as he possibly can, trying to avoid that probe, because only it takes a couple pokes to be able to actually take it down. So first 2 Marines are out. They'll push finally that probe back. The probe will actually live, man. What an Iron Man right there. That's some like CIA MI6, just disgusting spy material, able to get within the base, infiltrate it, kill something off, continue getting more information, and then able to escape. That's a James Bond probe right there. So expansion has finished up for Bones right now, adding in the robotics facility pretty early. That's going to give him a chance to be able to go into observers now. Off of this playstyle, there are quite a bit of options for a Protoss player with getting that early robo. You can, of course, in the odd-off chance that you want to go for a quick couple of mortal gateway bust, but most likely this is going to be for an observers now. Usually with this type of style, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a double forge drop down pretty soon as well, because usually it's adding in gates, of course, double forge, Twilight Council, and you're going for 3 upgrades in a sense, like 3 tech roads, the double upgrades plus the blink usually. And there we see the observers, so I'm really just kind of waiting to see how Bones develops the game as he goes. And this is going to be best of 3, of course. Now, for this type of a series, for this best of 3, a lot more is on the line for them, because loser does go home. In this double elimination, they've already lost 1 series, so they really do have to improve upon their play. And it does kind of suck that actually these 2 players are playing each other right now, because I feel like they're at a caliber that I think we would typically see maybe a little bit deeper in a qualifier like this. And this is just looking at Canada specific too as well. Like if we had like North American players involved as well, it might be a little bit of a different story. But with Canadian players, I wouldn't be too surprised to see these guys, go pretty deep. We don't mind within the main base, but mind burrow very perfectly. No, I'm so sorry, guys. If I yawn ever, man, I've been up so early and just been doing a lot of stuff today. Now, though, we have, instead of instead of the double forge, we have the Twilight Council, we have the Robotics Bay. Gonna be going into a tech path for Colossus, and most likely Blink comes off the top of my head, unless for whatever reason he wants to go for charge really quick. Usually it's Blink, and when it comes with Colossus, just so you could hop around, snipe Vikings, etc., and then charge falls up after. Unless if you're going for Zealot Archon, that's usually when you see the charge. Now we see Tyga trying to walk up here with a Widowmine and some Marines, but he's got to be careful because there are quite a few units here. But without the Colossus, I would be also very wary and very caution as I walk up over here, because you get force field, you get trapped over here. Could be some bad news bears here. Bones is going to back up. Yeah, you can't let a Widowmine shot hit you either. If you let the Widowmine shot hit you, you're going to lose a lot of your Zealots. You're going to probably lose a couple Zealots, and you're going to lose the shield off of the rest of them. Observer does get sniped. Tyga does utilize a couple scans to be able to actually drop it. We do have the second Observer coming over. Does spot that there is a Widowmine bird over here at the third base location. Meanwhile, drop inside the main base gets cleaned up. Very quick reactions, and Bones actually was staying pretty patient. He had it already there in position. That is part of the beauty about having map control, and you can see right now, we'll actually take a look at Bones' map vision right now. He has a pretty good control and sense of that right side of the map. Left side, up until he lost that Observer over here, he had it pretty well as well over there. Now Tyga's going to be coming up across the map still. Oh, I was about to say, still doesn't have a third base, but there it is. Finally plopped it on down, starting to add in a lot of our axes as well. Going to be going for the full-on bio style. I haven't seen. That's actually the one map. Like, I probably even shouldn't have made that comment, to be honest. Like, when and ever have you watched a TVP in the last year and a half where a Terran player starts off with 3 racks and then transitions like tech switches into mech? Like, nobody does that. Maybe a Velo. Maybe a Velo. That would be the only guy that'd be bold enough and to do something as almost silly and dumb as that. Alright, rocks do break down. Photon overcharge is ready when needed. Tyga runs on in. 1 force field drop. Not able to catch anything. Medevacs boost out of range of the photon overcharge. Bones, of course, is going to be sitting very patiently. He actually doesn't mind this as long as the focus of the attack is coming from the right side and he has a pretty good tap on the army. He's going to be happy because his base is down here on the left side, so he took that third base. And honestly, maybe I would even say right now Tyga almost did a favor for for Bones, because if Bones wanted to take the fourth base over here to the north side and play a little bit more along this side of the map, he could now. So, going to force the lift off once again, able to only get a couple of units right there. You can see the scorched carcasses. Now over here on the left side of the map, a little bit of multitasking coming out from Tyga. Finds a very vulnerable third base, realizes that he pulled all his opponent's units out very far, and he should be able to force a cancel. I don't think there's enough to force these units to come off, and oh, the Widowmine shot. He was able to blink one stalker away, but he forgot about the splash damage. Takes off the shields off of the rest of the stalkers and forces the cancel on the third base. This is really good for him too, because if Bones was able to establish that third base, I feel like that would have been a very big advantage for him. Now over here on the other side of the map, still continuing to try to utilize that dual prong attack. Comes in the natural, gets a couple units scorched up, but probably isn't going to be too worried about it. Now Bones, he does have a pretty good split. He's got a couple Colossus within the natural. He's got a couple Colossus within the third base over here, and oh, these units, they got to go away. This is going to be very important right now for Tyga to be able to get his Vikings up in time to be able to actually deal with the Colossus, because that's one of those things, if you're a Terran player, you get a little bit too relaxed on it. You forget that you need about good 3 to 4 Vikings to officially, you know, knock and bowl over those Colossus down. So, with already what looks to be Colossus number 5 just coming out and already Colossus number 6, there could be a potential timing right now for Bones to overwhelm his opponent with this ground army. Talk about micro, man. But Tyga would have to use a lot of micro, but he now has the third base up. He's got a very stable and good econ. He's got his 2-2 upgrades pretty much on par with his opponents. He will, if Chrono Boost is used, of course, they will split off, and like I said, it will open up a little bit of a timing if Bones wants to use it, but at the time it looks like he's pretty content, very just, you know, playing passive, I want to say, and cautious as well at the same time. The third base was a necessity, though. His main base is very oversaturated right now. Lots of workers were hanging out over there. There we go, Chrono Boosting the upgrades. We take a look and see also, recently we just saw the Templar Archives finish up. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, I swear I saw Templars in the production tab, and it looks like they were forming some Archons along the way. Now, we have units spread out all over the place for our Terran player right now, and the observer should be able to spot it from both locations. Photon Overcharge activated at the natural to deflect some of the units that are running up through there. Meanwhile, over here at the bottom left side, Third Army is attacking. Let's see if we get a little bit of a zoom-in angle. And looks like I said, those Colossus, not heavy in numbers, not really doing too much to punish the huge Colossus force just yet. But it looks like he will force Bones to make a decision whether to attack him or not. And he's going to focus down the Nexus, gets the Nexus down. Meanwhile, over here inside the main base, was able to get a little bit more damage done, but looks like that army got cleaned up for the most part. Now, the Vikings, once again, are basically dead. Won't be able to take out anything more than one Colossus. That one with red HP barely able to outlast. There is a huge ground army advantage right now for for Bones. I don't know how Tyga plans to actually deal with this. He's got 2 Vikings. He might have 4, maybe 6 at most when it comes down to it, but the ground force is huge and reinforcements are starting to come up. Does Zealots have charge yet? Yeah, yes they do. Charge looks like it just finished up. 2-2 is done. 3-3 just underway for Tyga, but man, oh man, yeah, he's gonna have to pull some SCVs to be able to deal with this. Force Time Warp comes down. Does he have any force fields? No, he doesn't. So we'll see what he's gonna be able to do through there. But majority of the army already breaking through. All the SCVs have gotten shredded, lasered down. We look at the rest of the army. It's just Bioforces trying to outlast. 1 Viking, 2 Vikings left. They go down as well. Looks like the Colossus are going to be able to outlast a little bit longer. And we might just see the GG come out right now. It looks like Tyga's going to try to fight this out as long as he possibly can, but now we have the reinforcements, and the charge lots with the 2-2 versus the 2-2 Bioforce are going to be able to outlast. They take just that much less damage. There we go, Archon's breaking on through. Here comes all the charge lots helping out, and there we go, down to 75, 74 supply. Tyga doing what he can, man. I've been in this scenario. It's not a good one. And G, maybe G? Yeah, okay, there we go.